What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Baseball State of Mind. I'm your host, Rafael Ortiz, and today I want to talk about the AL MVP award race. With the 2020 season over, the Los Angeles Dodgers have defeated the Tampa Bay Rays in 6 games, so congratulations to all you Dodger fans, and congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. But now, as we move into the off season, we have to talk about awards for this 60-game shortened season. With the AL MVP, the 3 finalists are Jose Abreu of the Chicago White Sox, DJ Lemahieu of the New York Yankees, and Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Indians. DJ Lemahieu had a .364 batting average. He was the AL batting champion and the MLB batting champion. He had 10 home runs, 27 RBIs, 41 runs scored with a 177 OPS plus, 2.8 WAR. The games played. He was a very diverse offensive player and defensive player. He had 37 games at second base, 11 at first base, 11 at third base, and 1 at designated hitter. And he totaled about 0 defensive runs saved at 3 positions, so you could say he was about average. He didn't save any runs. He didn't cost anybody any runs. He will probably be hurt for the MVP discussion due to the fact that he played 50 games out of the 60-game season. That might not seem like a lot at first, but when I list the other 2, you'll kind of understand maybe why that is the way it is. Jose Abreu of the Chicago White Sox, he's their first baseman. He batted .317. He had 19 home runs, which is second in the American League, 60 RBIs, which led the majors, 43 runs scored, a 166 OPS plus, 2.8 WAR from Baseball Reference, with 60 games played, so he played every single game this season. 54 of those was at first base, and 6 was at designated hitter. Now, what will benefit Jose Abreu is that at first base, he had 5 defensive runs saved, which means he saved 5 runs for his team. First base is an offensive position. Defense is nice, but you can hide a lot of your weak defenders and put them over at first base. But defense is more of just a bonus. It's a plus. Jose Ramirez, who has been one of the best players in baseball for the past 4 or 5 years, who has also been in the top 3 in MVP before. He batted .292 with 17 home runs, 46 runs batted in, 45 runs scored, 10 stolen bases. I included stolen bases for him because Jose Abreu and DJ Lemahieu didn't have many, if at all, any stolen bases. A 163 OPS plus, 2.2 WAR from Baseball Reference, with 58 games played, which 57 of those were at third base and 1 was at designated hitter. Now, Jose Ramirez, what will hurt him is that he actually had a -6 defensive runs saved, which means he cost his team 6 runs when it came to the defensive side of the ball. Jose Ramirez also had the benefit and the detriment of having a very slow August, but a scorching hot September. He was Player of the Month, so he really caught on late, and he was essentially the only offensive performer for the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Indians have ranked one of the worst offensive teams in baseball. He led that team to a postseason berth. Those are your 3 AL MVP finalists. Who do I believe will win? Who do I believe should win? Who do I believe will win? I believe that the voters are likely going to go with Jose Abreu. The Chicago White Sox hadn't made the playoffs in, I believe, 12 years. Jose Abreu, obviously with his huge offensive numbers and his defensive numbers, really led that team to a postseason berth. The White Sox weren't just a Jose Abreu or bust team. They had many offensive performers. Tim Anderson was second in the American League for the batting title after winning it the previous year, in which DJ Lemahieu was second in the league for the batting title. His 19 home runs was second in the American League, but they had many offensive performers. Their addition of Yasmani Grandal, Yohan Moncada, these are all really plus performers, plus offensive stars that benefited that team. James McCann behind the plate as well. I believe that a lot of people will say that with Jose Abreu, that if he wasn't on that team, the White Sox still would have made the playoffs. I believe that that's not how the voters will look at it. The voters are going to look at it as Jose Abreu led that team to a postseason berth, they're probably going to give it to him. DJ LeMahieu, on the other hand, in my opinion, should win it. This is the second consecutive year in which DJ LeMahieu, on a Yankees team which is known for home run or bust, really provided all-around solid baseball play, plus defense at multiple positions, high average, high contact, can go left, center, and right field with his batted balls. And I really believe that DJ LeMahieu is finally coming out to be all-star, perennial MVP type contender. DJ LeMahieu, in my opinion, should be the MVP. Now, I am a biased Yankee fan. I will be the first to admit it, so please take that with a grain of salt. I try to be as non-biased as I can in these discussions, but DJ LeMahieu, I've seen every single game. I've seen what he does for this team, and with how much the Yankees struggled with their inconsistent offense with the injuries, do you really believe that without him, if you pull DJ LeMahieu out of the Yankees, do they make the playoffs this year? They barely made it by the skin of their teeth, right? The Toronto Blue Jays had a lot to say. They pushed them. If you pull Jose Abreu, does that team still make the playoffs? Most likely, especially for a weaker Central Division. And you can also say that for Jose Ramirez. For those who are Jose Ramirez fans, if you pull Jose Ramirez from that team, if you pull that scorching hot September that he had, does the Cleveland Indians make the playoffs? Sorry, not the team. He's already made the team. Do the Cleveland Indians make the playoffs? Probably not. Right? The most valuable player, DJ LeMahieu, to me, is the most valuable player. But this is kind of the argument that a lot of teams have, especially when Mike Trout always is in MVP discussion. He's the greatest player on earth. That's not any breaking news. Mike Trout is the greatest player on earth and could possibly be the greatest player of all time. If you pull Mike Trout from the Angels, do they make the playoffs? They haven't made the playoffs since 2014. He's been on the team. He's been a perennial MVP candidate. If you pull DJ LeMahieu off the Yankees, they probably don't go as far or even make the playoffs, despite all the talent, but because of those injuries and the inconsistent offense that they presented this year. So that's my opinion. This was a quick video, quick discussion. Let me know what you think. If you've paid attention this year, who do you believe should be the AL MVP? If you look at the statistic, why do you believe that your player should be the MVP? Was your player outside of the top 3 and you think that they should have possibly snuck into the top 3 and should have been a finalist? We'll find out. Thank you again. Hope you guys have a great one.